So, if you would like to talk with a therapist online for help with anxiety and depression, or addictions, or any other psychological, emotional problem that can benefit from psychotherapy, then please do contact me through my website. So I provide online therapy over Skype for anxiety and depression, for OCD, for addictions, and many other emotional, psychological problems. Mindfulness therapy is very effective indeed for helping you break free from those habits that feed anxiety and depression. This is the main focus of training, how to break free from that reactive identification with our emotions, with our thoughts, and with our beliefs, and also with our memories too. It's just a habit. The thought or emotion gets triggered out of conditioning, out of habit, and then what tends to happen is that we just fall right into it, right into the grip of the emotion, or the reactive thoughts, or the memory, if it's traumatic. And then we sort of proliferate that suffering. So the key first step to breaking this habit of reactive identification is to develop mindful consciousness of these habits. Because when you bring consciousness to the habits, that takes away their power. Because habits only work when there's no consciousness around. They are unconscious by their nature. So how do we do this? Well, we learn how to meditate on our mind. That means meditating on our emotions, our thoughts, our traumatic memories, our emotionally charged beliefs, whatever they may be, that are limiting us and creating suffering. We do not accept these habits. Instead, we learn to meditate on them. So that means replaying the emotion or the memory or the thought in the mind, deliberately bringing it into the mind, but then sitting with that mental object with mindfulness, with consciousness, observing it. And this is the important thing to understand here. The more that you become the observer, the freer you become from the observed. When you are observing anxiety, you become the observer, not the anxiety. So the action of observing consciously actually frees you from the anxiety. And this is extremely important, to get this separation from the emotion or the thought or the memory or any other content of mind. If there's no separation, then you simply become a victim of those mental objects. You become consumed by them, overwhelmed by them, a slave to your emotions and your reactive thoughts. So, by deliberately training with them using mindfulness meditation, we develop more and more freedom from those habitual thoughts and emotions. So that's really important. When you have established sufficient freedom, then you can begin to respond skillfully to help any unresolved emotion heal. And that's the second primary component, if you like, of mindfulness therapy or mindfulness meditation therapy. We learn how to respond with compassion to any emotional suffering that we experience in the mind. We help it heal. We help it heal by establishing a conscious, compassionate relationship with that part of ourself that's in pain. And this is very much like a parent-child relationship. You can think of the emotional pain, whether it's anxiety or depression or guilt or shame or anger or poor self-esteem, whatever it might be, you can think of it as being like a child. The child is in pain. Your job is to develop your consciousness as a parent to that child to help it heal. So that's part of mindfulness meditation training. And I will teach you how to do this in great detail. It's not just a question of reading a book about this. It's not just feeling inspired and then struggling with it. No, you need very specific guidance and training on how to do this. But this approach works. Just talking about your emotions, not going to work. Just treating them with anti-anxiety or antidepressant medications, not going to work. You have to develop this internal conscious relationship with your emotions, and that does work. So if you'd like to learn more about working with your anxiety or depression or other emotions using mindfulness, then simply go to my website and read more about this approach. And please feel free to email me with any questions you have, and let's schedule a session. You will see within that first session just how powerful this approach can be, and you will see results within the first session. It's really quite amazing how powerful mindfulness therapy can be. Now, I teach it online. People ask me, is that as good as meeting in person? And it is. There's nothing wrong at all about doing online therapy. As long as you use Skype or any other video platform, you need to see each other. That is simply a way of making the communication effective. But if you can see each other through Skype, then there's no difference from that when compared to meeting a therapist or teacher in person. There's no difference at all. So I teach it online, and that allows me to reach a large audience of people who are specifically interested in learning about mindfulness and how to apply it for healing anxiety and depression. Many people like the greater privacy offered by online therapy too. You can have your sessions at home. You can do so without anyone else knowing what you're doing. So it's very good, especially if you're working with a difficult emotional subject, whether it's depression or an addiction or whatever it might be. So that's another great advantage provided by online therapy, privacy. It's also, of course, very convenient. People can organize sessions without having to drive to an office. It's much easier to fit it into a busy schedule. I work a lot with people who have agoraphobia and can't leave home, and that's another tremendous breakthrough for people suffering from severe anxiety like agoraphobia being able to have their sessions without leaving home. Very important. But also I see lots of mothers with young children who find it difficult to leave home. I work a lot with people overseas, and so on. So online therapy is a tremendous advance, and it makes psychotherapy much more available, which is how it should be. And psychotherapy is simply learning how to heal the mind, to heal from emotional suffering. And that can be something that can help you for life. So please, if you're interested in learning more about online therapy via Skype, then simply email me. If you'd like to get started and start learning how to use mindfulness to work with your emotional suffering, then email me. I look forward to meeting you and helping you. Thank you.